While many artists have struggled to earn money, others have laboured over designing it. Take for instance the gold Vreneli, one of Switzerland's earliest and best-known coins, first minted in 1897. The Swiss wanted to do away with the traditional image of a Roman goddess on their coins and replace it with a picture of the typical girl next door. The artist Fritz Julius Landry from Neuchâtel came up with the Vreneli.
First of all, she had her hair down. He had to change this. Then she had it up in a bun. That looked a bit more serious. Only 12 coins were pressed with this design. At that time, Vreneli had a little curl in the middle of her forehead. A politician on the panel said this was too frivolous, so in the final mint, the curl was left out.
Experts were very critical of the picture. Albert Anker, a famous Swiss artist who was on the voting panel, would have preferred a more motherly figure. But the gold Vreneli was an instant hit with the public and continued to be minted until 1949. The Bernese artist Ferdinand Hodler was commissioned to design some of the first banknotes issued by the Swiss National Bank, founded in 1907. At that time, the notes were printed in England.
Every time the National Bank wanted to alter the design, for instance they decided the reaper's sandals were too French Savoyard looking and that the raised axe looked too aggressive for the job in hand, every time the bank wanted an alteration, the poor artist had to cross the channel to make the changes. Hodler decided to give up after designing just 2 notes. To get his own back on the Swiss National Bank, he put a picture of his wife on the 100-franc note and a picture of his mistress on the 50-franc note.
The designs on ordinary coins change very little in Switzerland, but the Swiss Mint regularly issues new commemorative coins and invites artists to enter competitions for the commissions. Banknote Zender was commissioned to design all 5 coins in the series on Swiss mountain railways.
And I said yes, of course. It's a very prestigious thing to do, one of these coins.
In Hodler's times, it was his paymasters who called the shots. These days, it's the public who seem to exert pressure on artists to make alterations.
There's not much artistic freedom with the coin design. People who buy these coins, they actually look very precisely if the train I'm showing is correct. The first one I did, they got a lot of complaints with Fitznau Rigibahn. I had a number on the modern train where the people who bought them said, number 23 doesn't run. They haven't got number 23. So we, in last moment, we had to change the number.
These coins are collector's items and may become very valuable in years to come.
They come in little boxes and they're hardly touched. And they will be like that in 1,000 years. They will still be wonderful, shiny, unused, beautiful. And my name will still be somewhere in there. And they'll last longer than my paintings, I'll be sure.
The Swiss National Bank has a tradition of depicting famous Swiss personalities on its banknotes. But some of Switzerland's heroes have turned out to have skeletons in their cupboards. Auguste Forel, seen here on the 1,000-franc note, was a leading psychiatrist. But he was also one of the founders of eugenics, the study of improving genetic qualities by selective breeding, which was adopted by the Nazis to promote the Aryan race. In 1997, a Commission on Human Rights protested against honouring a founder of the ideology that had spawned Nazism, and Forel's face was removed from the currency. Le Corbusier, depicted here on the 10-franc note, was considered one of the pioneers of modern architecture. But letters made public in recent years suggest that the style guru was a Nazi sympathiser. As a result of these revelations, the Swiss National Bank decided to focus on themes rather than personalities. A competition was launched in 2005 to find a graphic designer for the next series of notes, which should look something like this. But whether this new series will manage to escape controversy remains to be seen.